ho, ho. How are we? Hello, everybody. There I am. Let me just get comments. Da, 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 da. Let me check they go up. Yes, there we go. Oh, let's put that down there. Raina, hello, darling. How are you? Oh. Just wait for everybody to pile in. I've got my Christmas pyjamas on. I've only got the top on. I've got my plaits down here. Hello everybody, hello, hello, hello. Remember, comments come down here, so I have to look over here for comments, but hi. Hello, hello, hello. Are you laughing at my hat?
What?
Are you laughing at my hat? Trevor! Hello, gorgeous. Oh, is that Rhonda? Is that Rhonda on there saying it's your favourite elf? Hello, everybody. Klasky, hello, Camilla. How is everybody? Jamie, yes, see you in a few weeks. Are you coming to Ranger? Well, I presume that's where I'm going to see you, unless you're stalking me. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How exciting. This is my last release of the year. Jess, hi, darling. Emmy says you've not been too good. I hope you're okay. Ah, Ted. Hello, Ted. How are you? How are you? Otis, oh, come and say hello. I have another little elf in the studio today. Come and say hello to the people. Come on. Just come and put your head on. Come on. People love to see you. Just look up there and wave. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And watch on here. You'll appear on this screen in a minute. There you go. Tell everybody, what are you doing? Are you playing? Are you watching on your iPad with Mama's headphones on?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's nice and quiet, but he does get a bit excited. So every now and again you might hear, "Woo!" Might you? Okay. See you later. See you in a bit. Bless him. Oh, well, I'm glad you're okay, Jess. Oh, everybody's saying hi, Otis. Hi, Otis. Oh, bless him. Jay's got hospital stuff today, so Otis is with me. He is handsome, isn't he? Yeah, he is. He has to have his headphones on because with his autism and that, he gets all excited and whatever, so it's just, yeah. Oh, it's a pleasure, Ted, pleasure. Hi, Miranda. Right then, shall we flip the camera around? Let's flip the camera around. Everybody's saying hi to Otis. Right, let's see. Oh, hang on a minute. Where? Oh, there we go. Sorry, my hands are not brilliant at the moment. Right, let's see what angle that is on the screen. I know, he has got so big, he's 6. Oh, why is it? You don't want to see my pyjamas, do you? Hang on. I think it's a bit too far forward. 1 minute, let me move it back. Let's try that. Why is it so far out? That's weird. Let's see if I can... Oh, every time I do this thing, it drives me mad. Oh, lost everybody. Here we go. Why is it so... I really do give up. Otis is laughing at me. I don't know why it won't go any smaller, so you're going to see my messy desk. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Oh. Hi, Patty. We never have this angle. Emmy, why is my angle so wide? I'm doing pinch my fingers and dragging, but it won't. It won't do it. Well, as usual, we're in the wrong. So normally I can just pinch it and drag it and it just won't do it. And I don't think it's my fingers. My fingers are struggling at the moment, but I don't think it's my fingers. I'm going to have to take my hat off because it's a bit warm. So anyway, hello everybody. I'm sorry we have this massive wide angle. I have no idea why it won't do what it normally does. So I'll hold everything up so you can see it, but you can see how messy my desk is. Mind you, this is messy for me. It's probably not messy for other people. So it is my last put in the black stand. No, it's the phone itself, Emmy. So technology playing with me. I know. Never mind. So you're just going to see my festive pyjamas, aren't you? That's all it is. And I have my cup of tea. And my lipstick. Put your lipstick away. So it is a combined. It's mainly Stampers Anonymous, but we also have I have a little Ranger thrown in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to do the Ranger first, and we have two new sets of archival inks. Okay, the first one, very autumnal. So this is set, oh my gosh, which set is this? This is set 8, okay? And we have Chocolate Drop, Island Parrot, Tangerine Dream, and Blue Lagoon. Oh, hang on, 4 circles at the bottom. There isn't 4 circles, Ben, for some reason. I don't know what it's doing. There's nothing there. Oh, no, that's a pole. I'm not going to faff with it because it'll just, I don't know what I've done. Anyway, so that's a Halloweeny one. So that's set 8, not Halloween, autumn. And then this is set 7, okay? And we have Mushy Peas, Pink Flamingo, Rainy Day, and Periwinkle Blue. And I've actually used on a lot of the cards, I've used Mushy Peas, I've used Island Parrot, and I've used Pink Flamingo. But I also have a couple of autumnal things which I've used there as well. Okay, so 2 new sets of ink pads which will go in with the others. So once, this is my warms, these are my cools. So once the class is over, these will go the warms that way, those will go in the cools that way, and I'll have a whole drawer full of ink pads. And of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have the re-inkers to go with them. I like a re-inker with every ink pad because you want your ink pads to be juicy, okay? If you've got a really juicy ink pad and you quit, you can actually emboss with them as well. So here we are, we've got all of the things. We've got the Periwinkle, we've got Island Parrot, we've got Mushy Peas, we've got Chocolate Drop, we've got Rainy Day. Rainy Day, honestly, if black's a little bit harsh for a background, Rainy Day is amazing. Tangerine Dream, Blue Lagoon, and Pink Flamingo. Okay, so you've got 2 new sets. The ink pads come in sets, and the re-inkers come separately. Okay, and I always recommend buying a re-inker with your pads because then you'll just a re-inker is only about £3.99 and they'll just last forever. Okay, so that's the first, and then we have the excitement, the stamps. Okay, and I've gone a little bit mad. I'm a bit late because all know I've been struggling with my arms and that, so I'm a bit late, but there is 7 sets of stamps. Sorry about that, but I just couldn't choose between them. So first of all, we have 2 of the long sets of stamps, okay, the cling, but the longer one, which are made to go with the longer block, okay. And this one is called Long Christmas Borders. How imaginative was that? So this actually fits exactly with the borders that we already have, okay. And also you can see with the block how they fit on the block. The picture is smaller than the actual stamps. You can see the stamps. They come like this, but they're actually separate. But what I do is I stamp it like this first. I stamp loads of these out so I can then cut them out, and then they separate. So you can use the original borders that I already have, which are these. Hang on. Which are these. Okay. And you can mix them in. So I could have this with these 3 Christmas ones. Or I could have this with this, then this with this. They all mix and match. Okay, they all mix and match. So that's the first one. Long Christmas borders. And then, to go with the long Christmas borders, I have Christmas borders. Okay, so you can see here on this one going down, I have the holly and the ivy, and I have one that goes across. I have the holly, okay, which would go with that. I have the stars, and the stars go across. I have the Christmas trees, and the Christmas trees go across. So the 2 together will work fabulously. So you could take your journal page and you could stamp the Christmas trees down both sides, and then you could put these across the top to go together as well. Okay, so they will mix up all together for you. So those are the borders. And then I have another long border, and it's the holly. The branch was so popular with this one. So popular. So this one is called holly garlands, because again, you've got a large and a small holly that you can make borders and you can do all sorts with. Okay, so you've got both of those. And again, you can have them coming down, and then you can have the holly going across, so you can move them. You can, you can see them together. Or Emmy will put all the photos up. They'll all be sorted for you as well. So that's holly garlands. Remember, on this packaging, the picture is smaller than the actual stamp is. Okay, so long Christmas borders and holly garlands. And then this one was Christmas borders. So Christmas borders and then long Christmas borders. Again, when you get them, they're actually in one piece, not quite separated. So I usually stamp them and stamp them all completely, and then I will cut them up if I want to use them separately. Okay, so Christmas borders. Okay, I'm just going to move those over there because you can see. So the next one that I have is, and I don't know why it's got holes down here. Why have these got holes down here? I don't know what's going on. I've got lots of holes, but no worries, it'll be absolutely fine. So the next one is Gnome for the Holidays. Okay, Gnome for the Holidays. Now, although this is primarily a festive Christmas sort of release, because I celebrate Christmas. I know there's people who don't celebrate Christmas, but I do. I absolutely love Christmas. So I celebrate. But this set can be used for others. For you don't have to use these for Christmas. Patty, nothing goes on the websites until 1:15. Okay, nothing goes on to the websites till 1:15. So there's more gnomes here. So this is Gnome for the Holidays, and you can see there's nothing actually Christmas on there. So I've made them Christmas, and I've also used them as normal as well. Okay, so Gnome for the Holidays. That says Gnome for the Holidays. We've got Joy, Peace, and we've got Jolly as well. Okay, and then we've got Dinky Christmas Heads. So I've done Dinky Dolls, haven't I? I did loads. We had 4 sets of the Dinky Dolls. Oh, I must have popped them away. And so what I've made the heads dinky. Here we go. Here we go. So I have 8, sets of the Dinky Dolls. And then I've just brought all the heads. So you can mix and match all the heads up. These are actually stamp sets that's been out quite a few years. Okay. So all of these have a separate, have a large stamp. And what I've done is I've just made them smaller. I've made them smaller and I've added 2 of the hats from the gnomes. So they're called Dinky Christmas heads because they go with all the Dinky Dolls. They'll go with anything, but I made them to go with Dinky Dolls. Okay. And then we have 2 more. Now, this one is called Hanging Your Baubles. Look at all the baubles on there. These 3 here you might recognise from an older set. I just wanted them really dinky. I wanted them small. And these, you might think, well, they all look very similar. There, these are the hangers. These are the hangers for them. These are extra bauble heads for those. But this is for, how many times do I show you cleaning up the end of the... sorry, it's shaking. It's cleaning up the end of these. When I've got paint on and I do this and I make loads of shapes and then I doodle them and everybody says it's all right for you, you can doodle. Now you can stamp these straight over the top. Okay, so you can take all your blending tools. When you've finished, you can make circles and then you can add the baubles straight over the top. And this has come unweeded because there's lots of little things in there. So when you get this, all you do is I don't peel it off. I just leave them in there. But if it drives you mad, you can peel it off. But I will tell you now, you're going to lose these if you peel it off. So anyway, there we go. So that's number 6. And then the last one, I don't know if it's my favourite, but I think it could possibly be. The last one is called Rock Your Christmas. And it's this stamp set. Okay. And this stamp set perfectly fits all my boards, my shapes. So that fits on that one. This fit. Oh, hang on. I can hear my voice. I don't want to hear my voice. Why is my voice coming on? There we go. Can you see? They fit. They all fit together. So you can take the boards, the Christmas boards, and you can stamp these directly on there. I've also put Merry and Bright, so you can stamp on the back or anything like that because you can make these into tree decorations. And I've also put 2025 and 2026. Okay, thinking ahead. Okay, later on I'll do a 27 and whatever, but sorry it's shaking. So that's it. So this is the 5. We have 5 of my normal size. I call these my normal size stamp sets, okay? Christmas borders, gnome for the holidays, dinky Christmas heads, hanging your baubles, and rock your Christmas. And then we have 2 of the long ones. So we have long Christmas borders and we have festive garland. Okay, so there you go. And then as usual, I have got loads and loads cut out. So in these are my nesting boxes, obviously very festive. So in here I have all the hats and all the little baubles because you can stamp them as well. You can stamp everything out, okay, or you can stamp directly, and I have the hats. In this one, I have all the dinky heads. Oh, there's a little bit thing. So I have all the dinky heads here, okay. In this one, I have all the... Oh, what's that? I just saw a little bauble. What's that doing in there? On this one I have all of these cut out because I use them for cards, not just on the boards. You can see, look, we've got the festive boxes in use. This one, there's not many gnomes left because I've used so many. So this one has the big gnomes in. But remember, the gnomes I brought out earlier in the year will all go with those as well. And then down here, I have all the borders. Okay, so I have long borders. See, I have the short ones, I have the long ones. That's, where's the long one to match that? We have the, I called this garland because when you've cut it out, you can actually bend it, can you see? So you can turn it to go round. So there we go. I have all those always cut out and on. So let's get on with the samples. I've only made one journal page because I will do more journal pages, but at the moment I've only made the one. Okay, and it's this one. Okay, so what I did with this one, Jay made the background. Jay did these backgrounds for me, but I hadn't got around to them. So Jay did the background here using the cranberry juice and jungle leaf. They're all in the background there, okay? And then this is embossed with my white pebbles, can you see? So I actually, oh, in fact, let me show you something like that first. Let's see. Here we go. Oh no, hang on. I haven't got a white one. I've got a black one. So this is one of my tags. And then I took the border stamps and I just stamped it and embossed it with my black pebbles. Can you see? So stamped it, embossed it with the black pebbles. This is my black tags, stamped and embossed with my white pebbles. And I've actually cut the tag down and I've used it on something else, you'll see in a minute. So I've added that on there. I've added some of the garland at the bottom here. And again, these are from the large set. So I've got 3 baubles, the gnome standing on the bauble. I've got some holly down here. And of course, I'm using the fabulous Christmas back chart, Be Like Santa and Only Visit Me Once a Year. Okay, these are all coloured in with a combination of, oh my gosh, my cakes and sticks and my inks. I did a combination of them all. Okay, so that's the only journal page that I've got. But you can see here as well, you can see on this one, I stamped and embossed this in my clear pebbles, and then I've coloured it in with my dust. Where's my dust? Hang on, there's my dust. So I've coloured that in with my dust, and what I did, I made about 8 of these all at once. So I made some blank like this, and you'll see what they look like in a minute. I made some on the black and coloured them in, and then I did some that were white as well. So I stamped and embossed all of those, and then I sat and coloured loads of them. Okay, so I have a whole box here of tags and cards, lots and lots of tags and cards to show you. So I shall go through them. The first 2 are more autumn. I forgot about autumn, but I was wanting to use this ink set, so I've used this a lot in the others, and I've actually used that, but I wanted to use Chocolate Drop and Tangerine Dream. Okay, so I made these 2 tags. Okay. So you'll see them like this for autumn, and then you'll see them for Christmas as well. Now, if you look closely, what I did was I stamped the leaves. These are the older leaves, and I stamped them using the brown and the orange, cut them out, and then I added a little bit of my cakes and sticks just in the bottom and wet it. And then I embossed Gnome for the Holidays, and I did the same with this one. And I just coloured them in with the cakes and sticks and my ink pads. So those are the only 2 autumnal ones that you've got from me. But anyway, that's good. Let's pop that over there. So we're now into all of these. Let's see. So first of all, I'm going to show you what I meant by this stamp set. If you see here, when Jay was making all of these, she's cleaned up the tools on here. So you can see the different colours greens, the different colours reds. So she's just cleaned the tool up all over. And then I've taken the stamps and I've just stamped on the top. Now I've just stamped these in black, but they would look lovely embossed as well, and they would look great embossed in the white as well as the black. So I added those, and then I took one of my bauble shapes, okay, and then I have put the rocks on it, and that is actually tiger's eye. There's tiger's eye on there, and the dust. And if you can see, I've made a hole in the card with my crocodile, sorry, so that they can take this off and they can use this on the tree. Okay, so this is the card which they can keep, but they can take this off and put this on the tree. So, and I do this a lot. Jay was like, why are you asking me to make circles on a piece of card? I said, don't worry about it, it's sorted. And here's another one as well, exactly the same. This is just on craft, okay, and this one is, can you see? So this was using, oh, and then, sorry, I took the stamp and embedded down into it. So you can see it fits there perfectly. So 2 of those, let's put those to one side. And then we have, these are just some backgrounds that I make, because I do things in batches. So you can see here, I've just taken the card, I've stamped, that is with the island parrot. This is on craft, and it's stamped and embossed with my white pebbles. How gingerbready does that look? White pebbles on craft, gorgeous. There's another one with island parrot. There's another one, there's another 2. You can see I make in batches all the time. This one is using island parrots and pink flamingo ink pad. So look, it's the same, but these are embossed. These are embossed. This is just the ink pads, and then this is on white embossed in black. Can you see? Look how different they look. And it's the same set of stamps on all of them, okay? So I always have loads of those around ready. I think I've seen some links going up. Stampers Anonymous have got their link up for everything. Art from the Heart has got their link up if you're in the UK. If you're a store, put your name up. I don't know if Emmy will be putting up Ranger's link in a minute as well. So I was telling you earlier that I make these long tags. Okay, where is one of the long ones gone? Here. And then these are going to be all on my parcels. So what I do is I take the tag and I use the same shape every time, and I cut them in half. Can you see? Cut them in half, and then I use the shape at the top and then I've got another tag. Okay, and then you just use your crocodile or your hole punch, put the 2 together, and punch a hole, and then you've got 2 tags out of your tag. So these are my tags that I have. That I've got my mixed media ones, and I've got my black ones, and then you end up with double, but I do them all at first. I stamp the whole thing and do them all at first, okay? But there you go, there's one with white, there's one done in clear that's coloured with the dust, there's one done in black. So I always have loads of those. There's one done in black, and then that's started. I might not colour anymore in this, but that's done with the cakes and sticks, the 2 colours in the cakes and sticks. So I always have loads of these ready so that I can then take my shapes and I can just glue one on, okay? Glue it on with my, where's it gone? My glue? Oh, it's moved. I'll find it in a minute. But then I can just take a shape and I can just stick them on like this. Okay, so, and I will just show you, I always have tons and tons of shapes. So here's some ready done, and these are all done with some of my latest rocks, but also the ones from before, and then they're stamped and embossed with this set. Okay, so on your third layer, when it's really hot, they're embossed. I've added in my dust, and then I've added some of my stickles to the top. Okay, and then the other way that I do them is I take them blank and I take the actual stamp and I stamp it in black, and then I colour it in. And these are all coloured in with the cakes and sticks. Okay, so look how many I have. I've got so many. And then I also do this. I take the little oblongs and I where's the top of that? There'll be a top of this somewhere. I don't know, but I mix them all up together. So I always have a massive pile of ones done, stamped straight onto the shapes, and then, oh, there you go, there's another one, and done with the clear embossing, and a massive pile done with the clear rocks, sorry, and a massive pile done with the other rocks. So let's whip through and show you some of these. And then all I have to do is take the tags, take my stash and stick them together. And then I haven't done anything else to them because I'll write on the back who the present is to. So I'll add a bit of ribbon, and then this will just go on the back of the present. So we've got one there with one of the bells. This one is done in the clear pebbles, and that's the malachite rocks. This is malachite as well, done with the clear pebbles. This is amethyst, and I've used pink, purple and blue dust in the background. This one I just did the actual background, and I've added one of the clear rocks on the top. You can see how quick you can make them. And all these photos will go up. And I might colour these, I might not. Okay, so I have a lot of presents. So I have a lot of these to do. But that's what I do. I take the tags large, I cut them down, and then I'll just add like one of these on and then some ribbon through. Okay, so let's pop that way. And I will be doing 12 tags of Christmas again this year. Okay, last year I ended up with 25 tags of Christmas. But anyway, so this one here, this tag, this is a black tag. But do you remember the page that I did here? I actually cut the sides off here because I didn't want the whole thing on, and I stuck these on the top. Can you see? So this is clear pebbles and this is white pebbles, and then I coloured it in with the dust, and then I've added 2 of the holly on the top. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to cut this and make it smaller. You can see I can just cut it and make it smaller, and these will be on the top. So I just haven't decided whether I'm going to do that. So now we have oh, I know what I was going to tell you. So then I have got some ready folded cards here, and you can just take these if you don't want to use them as tags. Love a square card. Look, it'll fit straight on. You could do a little bit of stamping around here if you wanted. It's up to you. They'll fit straight on there. Can you see? I could make that square if I wanted. The tags are they're just so simple and easy to do. Okay, so you can add them on just like this. You can have them up in the corner, or you can have them like that. A little bit of stamping around the edge. Really easy to do. I'm all for batch. I do everything in batches because I get bored. So let's put those away. So that was just to show you how I work, really. I also have, oh yeah, and they could even go on here. You see, they could even go on the ready-made ones as well. So let's pop those out of the way and let's go through. They're in no particular order. Okay, oh, 2 more small ones down there. So one of the gnomes. Okay, now this time made as Christmas. Oh, Jay's here to pick Otis up. You can come in. You can come in. He's got his head. He's happy there. Where's Betsy? Up at the house. Say hi, Jay. Hi. So you can see here how just by changing the colours, you can turn them into, you know, they don't have to be. I don't want people to think you could only use them all year round. Here I've got a stand, you could only use them at Christmas, sorry. This one says, you know what I got for Christmas? Fat. I got fat. So we have the gnome on there, but of course this was the autumnal look. And this is more the Christmas. In the background, you can see I've stamped the large... Jay, actually, can you just come and look at the thing? It won't go small. If you look at my screen here, it won't pinch in. Could you just have a look in case it's my hands? Jay to the rescue. Let's see if it's me or if it's her hands. It just won't pinch in like it normally does.
No. Hold on, is that too much? Wait for it to catch up.
Oh, yes. Oh my God, can you put it out a little bit? Why won't my fingers, it must be because the numb.
Oh, no, it's turned round. Oh.
Just a minute.
It's turned round.
Oh, hang on. Oh! Oh, hey up. 1 minute.
Oh, dear.
I wonder if it's because...
Maybe it only does that or that.
That'll do.
Is that okay?
That will do me. Fabulous. It must be because my fingers are numb. How weird. It's been driving me mad. Ted says, great job, Jay. Now, yeah, bye, Otis. Do you want to come and say wave bye-bye to the ladies and the men and the gentlemen? But you can't see on there, but if you put your hand under there and wave bye.
Bye.
Good lad. Oh no, my torch is on now. I don't know how to get my torch off.
That was on earlier.
It'll have to stay on. It'll have to stay on. Did you come under and wave?
Yeah.
Did it wave? Yeah. Oh, goodness me. It's my finger. I'm struggling. Some of you know, some of you don't. I'm really struggling with my nerves. Not my nerves in my body, not my nerves, blah, blah, blah. And this hand is totally numb and these fingers are numb. And I can only think it's that. I don't know. Anyway, here we are. So the gnome, I gave her these big braids and I did an extra braid. And you'll see I've hung baubles from them. I've done all sorts. But you can see on here, I've just stamped it up there. On here, I've gone right round the border with it. I've got a standing on one of the big... oh my goodness me. Brain. I'm so sorry. I'm struggling at the moment. One of the big baubles on there and coloured in again. Everything's coloured in with a combination of the cakes and sticks and my inks in the ink brushes. Oh, the link to range is up now as well. So the links for Stampers Anonymous are up. The links for Art from the Heart is up. The link for Ranger is up. If you have a store, put your link up as well. So this is one where I did the background where it was one of these. So I stamped it like this. Again, I probably stamped about 8 of them at once. So I stamped it like this, embossed it in black. And then here I've coloured in with the cakes and sticks. This is the Calypso Teal and this is, oh goodness me, brain. Periwinkle Blue, thank you. And then I coloured in the little bits as well. And then I have 2 of the bells just stamped straight. And then I have one on the board done in the clear. And then you can see one of the long borders. I've got one of the long borders there going down the side. Another one the same, except I just coloured it in the opposite way. As you can see, I've added the long star border there. I've added a tiny tag. I found these tags in my cupboard. So I've added a little tag at the bottom and I've added one of the boards, one of the trees, one of the board trees. So the way I work is I make loads of these backgrounds. I cut loads of things out. I make loads of these. And then I just sit and go boop, boop, boop and make them all together. So you can see I've got there. And then one of my Christmas back chat, at Christmas, presents are compulsory, but relatives should be optional. Okay. The next one, again, it's got these little tags on. You see these little tags here? I can't even remember where I bought them. So the background is stamped with the large holly garland. Stamped with this all over using Island Parrot. I've got some of the borders going in the background, and then I just took 4 of the little tags and stamped these directly on them and then coloured. And I love that. I'm going to do that again. I only made 1 of them, but I love it, so I'm going to do a lot more of those. This one I took actually that's mushy peas. I took mushy peas and pink flamingo, stamped the borders in the background again, didn't do any colouring in. One of the baubles on the bottom, one of the gnomes, and it says I'm the reason Santa has a naughty list. A lot of these will go in my journal. They'll go in like this on pages, and then I'll add other things here. But it was just easier because my hands were bad. It was just easier to make things onto tags and cards and stuff like that. Okay, so here's another one that was embossed with the white. Though, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a whole series on YouTube with everything. These are my pebbles. Okay, they're embossing powders. I have a clear, I have a white, I have a black, and then I have tons of colours as well in the rocks. So that's what gives that thing. So that's what I'm talking about. There's my glue. Wonderful. There's my glue I wanted to show. Oh, hang on. Let's put those away. So that's what I'm talking about when I do it. So this is my white pebbles in the background. One of my dinky dolls, one of the dinky heads on top, and the bigger back chat. If you don't believe, you only get socks. It's really true, that, isn't it? I just want to show you really quickly how quick and easy my glue is. Let's just put something on there. Let's have something on that one. Okay, so let's choose. Shall we have a bauble? Let's have a bauble. So this is my glue, the Dylusions glue, okay? Dina Wakely has the same glue in a much larger. I prefer a small, but if you go through tons of it, Dina has the exact same glue in a much larger bottle, okay? The mistake people make is they put, oops, oh, wonderful. The mistake people make is they put too much on. My hands, honestly. This is how it's going to be. So what you do is you take it and you spread the glue out because people put far too much on. And then you just put it on and then you just hold it. And you hold it for about 60 seconds. That's it. You just hold it down and it will instantly stick. Okay. Always wipe the bottle and always just give it a tap and then it'll never block. It'll never ever block. It's the best glue. It's what I glue all my frames, you know, my puzzle frames. I glue all them together. I do everything with that glue. We made tags last week. Dina and I had our Better Together event in the UK, and we made double-sided tags, and we just used the glue to stick them all together. It was so quick and so easy. And there you go, it's stuck. Can you see? It's stuck, and it's stuck flat. So that's how quick and easy that is. Right, another tag, Dinky Doll. So this is from one of the Dinky Doll sets. Again, I've stamped in the background. I've stamped there using the mushy peas. I stamped the holly. And then I've used the cakes and sticks to, you can see here, my cakes and sticks. There's such, look how, there's not a lot left, is there? I used the cakes and sticks. And I actually watered it down here on the lid. So I got a really, really watery blue. Okay, and then I just added in there. So this is one of the Dinky Dolls using one of the Dinky Heads. And it says, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. But if the white runs out, I'll drink red. So there you go. That's that one. The bigger back chat are not new. They're just, I just love them. So I keep using them. Again, one of the black tags embossed with the white pebbles. I've got 2 of the cutout from the baubles. On here, you'll notice the star has 2 different designs and the bauble has 2 different designs. And I couldn't fit any more. So the other 5 just have 1 design. That could be next Christmas. But the bauble has 2 designs and the star has 2 designs, okay? And then again, one of the ones with the rocks on the bottom, and it just says keep calm and carry on. A card, really simple, these cards. Stamped the smaller bit of the holly in the background with mushy peas, and then I've just coloured it in with actually the mushy peas ink, okay? Cut down some of my, that's the bottom of a tag actually, to make it into a smaller tag. And you can see here, this bauble, I actually took 3 of the, where have I put them? I put them in a very safe place. I took 3 of the rectangles, stamped it on there, embossed them all separately and just spread them out, okay? But really simple card. This is one of the cards that has the white embossing on. Again, you can see what I've done with the tree. Now you might think to yourself, well, that tree isn't that big. No, because what I did was I stamped the whole tree, and then that's the whole tree. So I stamped the whole tree, and then I stamped the bottom again, and then I stamped the trunk to make it a longer tree. And then this is from the long border of the holly and the ivy, just popped on the side. Okay, more tags, more dinky dolls. Again, in the background you can see I've got, I'm sorry they're shaking. Actually, I don't have to hold them up anymore, do I? I'm sorry. There's Pink Flamingo and Island Parrot from my archival inks. Now there's loads. Look, I could have used all these. I could have used all these reds, but I just concentrated on the new sets. And they've both got dinky dolls on with the dinky heads. Okay, this one says it's all fun and games until Santa checks the naughty list. And this one says, Dear Santa, before I explain, how much do you already know? And she stood on one of the little snowflakes at the bottom. Okay, little card, really, really simple. This card, I stamped this directly onto the card. Okay. And then I took, this is Periwinkle Blue in the Cakes and Sticks. I just painted round, outlined it, and then I cut out 4 of the hats. So I cut the 2 hats from this set, and I cut the 2 smaller hats as well. And I just piled them all up and just put ho bloomin' ho. Another tag, this one, this is one like this, but I painted the background in. So this I just stamped and left it. This one I actually painted the background in as well. Some of the smaller holly, 3 of the trees, and I put a hat on a tree and I had it standing on a snowflake. My gosh, I've done more than I thought. Sorry, I'll try and go a bit quicker. Again, Island Parrot, just stamped in the background. I stamped the word peace all around this edge. Took 1 of the long borders. Took this one. Cut it out, put it on. Took one of the ones with the clear rocks and just added it with a piece of string round the top. Another one with the background. This is stamped in mushy peas and it's actually coloured in mushy peas ink as well. One of the tags, I just stamped one of the little baubles all over it in mushy peas. It was this one, all over it in mushy peas, coloured in the background, coloured in bits of the bauble, and then added 2 of the shapes and then 1 of the rocks on there. This one straight onto the card. Again, I stamped the holly in the background, but this time I coloured around it, okay? So these, you can see I stamped and left it, but this one I stamped and coloured it. And it just says, would you like me to show you what to do with the stuffing? And his hat is just curving, he's hanging off the star. Okay, another one where I've left the bauble dangling so they can undo this and they can put this on the Christmas tree. It's just got the white all over and it just says, go jingle your own blooming bells. Okay, really, really simple to do, and I've written Merry Christmas 2025 on the back. It's my writing, but you could stamp it. You can stamp these on the back and the numbers, but I just write it because it's my writing. So Another one where I've got, this is Island Parrot this time. You can see the difference between Island Parrot and Mushy Peas. Can you see the Island Parrot's a bit brighter? There's the Mushy Peas. Again, two of the trees at the bottom and one of the trees with the rocks on, and it just says don't get your tinsel in a tangle. I think I was going to put, do you know, I've forgotten it. I was going to add the lights across the top and forgot. Never mind. Another one stamped in the background. Oh, that's what I was going to do on here. Can you see I've just added some lights going across, added one of the gnomes, and it just says Christmas calories do not count. Again, here we go. I've coloured a little bit in the background. I've added one of the baubles, and you can see these are your hangers for the baubles. So I just stamped that directly on, added the gnome. Be like Santa, only visit me once a year. Here's another one with the little baubles. So you saw at the beginning where I just turned the circles into baubles, but this is the other thing you can do with them. You can stamp them, cut them out. Again, I've stamped the holly all over the background in Mushy Peas, stamped gnome for the holidays there. I've just added one of the hats, and I've added 3 of the baubles, and actually these, look, these forever live on here. And then I just ping, 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 added, just in case you can't draw them. Okay, so another card. And all of these don't have to be cards. This could be cut off and it could be on a journal page. You know, you could have this on a journal page. I could have something else down here. If you're not a card person, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to make tons of cards. So this one's got the holly and Mushy Peas. It says joy all the way around. It's got some of the large and the small holly garland, and it's got one of the dinky heads in there. Really sweet one, just a small. You can see I made loads of them at the same time. I've got loads of these done there. I used her plait as the hanger, hung one of the baubles, and it just says, Dear Santa, is it too late to negotiate? This one was the big page that I showed you. Jay did this at the same time. So she just took one of the cards. She did this at the same time. I took both the long and the short borders. So I took the short border with the stars there, and I took the long border with the stars here. So you can see I've put the small ones going that way, and I've put the large one going that way. And how I made it go the opposite way was I used this bit there and I used this middle bit here, can you see, to make them go out, whereas the top and bottom both just go the same way. Added 3 of the holly and a couple of the baubles on there. Another one with the gnomes. Again, another bauble hanging. Be like Santa, only visit me once a year. That's what I try to tell everybody. Another one where it's stamped and embossed with the black pebbles. So stamped, embossed it, I've coloured it in. It says don't get your tinsel in a tangle, and it's got a bauble hanging that they can just take off and keep, or you can put somebody's name on it and whatever. Another one with the using what's left on the blending tools. Okay, this time stamped in 4 rows. So you can see here the different colours, they're all from here. And then there's the cranberry juice as well. And then I just took all different stamps and I stamped at least 2. So you can see here the holly's there, the stars are there, the big snowflake is there, the small snowflake's there. Can you see I stamped it twice all over. So this one is called Hanging Your Baubles. And again, I just did a background that's slightly smaller. And I could leave it like that, or I can hang a bauble. Do you know what I mean? I could easily go in here and I could hang a bauble, or I could hang a coloured bauble as well. I'm going to make a journal page like that as well. And oh, nearly there. 2 more. 2 more. Oh, 3 more, and then you can go. So I've stamped in the background. I stamped the holly. I stamped one of the border hollies. Added 4 of the hats, and put it's beginning to cost a lot like Christmas. Okay. 1 more with the little baubles. So again, stamped the holly in the background. I wanted it to look as though they were coming off the holly. So I've stamped 4 of the borders. These are all from the cutouts from this set. I made a pile of 3 here, hung 4 and put Ho Blum in Ho. And then the last one, gosh, that's taken me ages. I didn't think I was panicking, you know, because with my arms being bad, Stampers Anonymous have been amazing because I handed these in so late. And then I only got them back about, I don't know, I got them back about 10 days ago, but I was teaching the Better Together. So I only started making samples a week ago today. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm so in trouble here. But amazing that I've done all these. I'm really chuffed. But I think it's because I do the batch. So again, this is stamped and embossed in the white pebbles. The tag is just stamped with black, but it's the same design, as you can see. I've coloured in some that's on the tag, and then I've just added 2 of the Christmas trees, top and bottom. And again, I could put this on a page like so in my journal, or I could cut it in half. If I cut it in half, that would be the top half and that would be the bottom half. It would still work. So there you go. I can't believe how many I've done. And then look at all these that I've still got to make. I've got so many. I always work in batches. Okay, I will bring them to America so you can see them, and I'll send a lot of these to Stampers Anonymous so they can take them to the shows for you. If you didn't know what I was talking about with the back chat, this is bigger back chat, and normally you get 8 sheets, black with white writing or white with black writing, but in the Christmas set you actually get 4 of each. So you get 4 that are white with the black writing, and you get 4 which are black with the white writing. You get the same quotes in each, and all you do is you just peel them off like that, chop them up and add them. That's all you do. So this one is called, it's just called Christmas. Okay, and I was going to do another one, but I ran out of time, so that's what I've used there. So I have still all these tags to make because Stampers Anonymous will want some to do. So there we go. Those are all the samples. So I'm just going to quickly go through the product again, and then I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to get ready. If you are in the Dandelion Club, I will be live in the Dandelion Club in about 5 minutes, and I will give all this away. I will give all the stamps and the pads away. Okay. Oh, what's that, Chris? Just letting you know, a similar shirt of You Got My Back is at Walmart if you would like that shirt. When I met you, you said you liked my shirt, and it's now at Walmart. Brilliant. I shall go and have a look at Walmart. I'll be there a week today. A week yesterday I'm flying there. So yeah. Patty, fitting the bauble shirt stamped to the clean up circles. Genius. Oh, even though I say so myself. Genius, Patty. Genius. You'll be seeing more of these as well. I can see buttons and all sorts coming in the future. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. And I've been saying for about 5 years that I was going to do this one and just never got round to it. And all of a sudden I drew one and I just went ping, and I just went round and drew them all. So yeah. So start off with the Ranger. 2 more sets of my archival inks. Again, there's my warms and my cools, and then they're going to go like this. They're going to fit in. Grey can be in the warm, then the cools are going to go in here. So this is how many archivals I now have. Okay. What is that? 6, 12, 16 each. I've got 32 archivals. I've got 8 sets. I kept these separate just because it was brand new, but I could use any of these colours. And then, so there was 2 sets of the ink pads and then 8 separate re-inkers. I always recommend getting a re-inker, honestly, because once this starts running dry, you have to buy the whole lot again. We don't do them separately. They only come in a set. So if you're like, I'm going to use this pink to death, at least get one for the pink, okay? The colours are Chocolate Drop, Island Parrot, Tangerine Dream, Blue Lagoon, and Mushy Peas, Pink Flamingo, Rainy Day, and Periwinkle Blue, okay? So that's 2 sets of the ink pads. And then with the stamps, we have 5 of my normal stamps. I don't know why they've got extra things. Maybe that's just mine that have got extra holes. Anyway, so we have Hang in Your Baubles, which comes unweeded. And I just do this, use them and then put them back in. Because you'll lose these. Jay's already lost them. Just telling you. So Hang in Your Baubles. Rock Your Christmas is made to exactly fit the boards. So in the Christmas boards, I have a star, I have a bauble, I have 2 types of trees, and I have a bell and a holly. So I drew these to exactly fit. So you can either stamp onto the blank and colour it in, or you can use your rocks and then embed the stamp into it. Okay, so you've got 2 options with those. Christmas borders. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 borders on there. Again, they come as one, so I just stamped it, and then I usually cut them up into bits. Okay, gnome for the holidays. Remember, you can use these all year round. A lot of these you could as well. You can use foliage. This could be used for weddings. Your candy canes could be used for anything. The stars could be all year round. Your trees could be all year round. Your baubles, and maybe this holly is maybe a bit more seasonal, but you know, but this can be used all year round as well. Remember, I did the autumnal ones. Instead of the holly, I used the longer the leaf, and I just changed the colours. I stamped them in the brown and orange. I suppose jolly is more of a Christmas thing, but I just put gnome for the holidays there. And then the dinky heads, which fit all of the Dinky Dolls bodies. The Dinky Dolls do come with their own heads, but I just thought, let's turn them Christmas. I'm a big believer in using what you've got, and, you know, because you might as well, all you have to do is colour these in different colours, and all of a sudden they become Christmassy. If you think you've seen these before, you have. They come in large heads, and they also come in die cuts as well. Okay, so that's the 5 of those, and then I have 2 of my longer sets. If you're wondering how you fit them on your block, we have a separate block for them. So I have my normal block, I have a square block, and I have this long block as well. So the first one here is the border stamps. Again, remember, they're actually, the picture is smaller. So of the border stamps, we have the long holly and the ivy, we have the long holly, we have the long stars, and we have the long trees. Okay, and then and that's called long Christmas borders. And then the last one is holly garlands. Okay, and you get the 2 and to be honest, I don't know how they fitted this on, because I think I drew it a bit big, but they've done it. They've managed to fit it onto the thing. It was only afterwards. I knew it was a bit big, and I just thought, do you know what? I'm not making it, so I can't be bothered to redraw it. So there we are. We've got the holly garlands. Okay, so there we are. 7 stamps, 2 sets of ink pads, and Merry Merry Christmas. I've got my Christmas pyjamas on, obviously. Oh my gosh, it looks like my baubles and my trees. Look at that. You could stamp your own Christmas pyjamas. So sorry about the problems I had at the start. If you're a dandelion, I'm going to run up to the house, see to Rex, and then I'll be back down. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Stampers Anonymous, thank you for getting these out the bag. It was touch and go because I just left it till the last minute. We're not being well. And if you are going to be at Ranger for the 2 classes, I'll see you there. Okay.